Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and wherever the heck in the world you are. It is the notorious, glorious V, the Gorilla Economist, with my main man, the one and only master of mystery, the tamale of terror himself, the one and only El Cuco is here, and he is breaking down the airways, bringing it to you raw, because that's how we do it around here, folks. That's how we do it around here. With that being said, check us out, roguenews.com, Rogue News on every single podcasting app, Note to Humanity. Follow us on Twitter at Real Rogue News. Rogue News with a bag of chips. See, it's just one of those days, man. I'm a little off.
No worries. I'm kind of like in the same boat, man. I think my day's like 2 hours behind right now.
It's the end of the year thing, Siege. It's the end of the year thing. That's what it is. Can you believe it? It's going to be 2020, bro.
2020. Yeah, we're the end of the decade. So we're moving into a different decade and
another decade.
See,
we can literally sit here and be like, yeah, you remember that event that happened 30 years ago? That's crazy, bro.
All I'm saying is this, V. I'm going to make plans to be in Colorado for 2020. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
For 2020.
Or for that matter, every month, right? So January 420, February 420. It's going to be the year of the plant.
The year of the plant, bro. Yeah, speaking of the plant, there's legislation that wants to make national legalization for marijuana.
It's an exciting time for the industry. So you've got that going on, right? So you had a Congress committee that did pass to move on to the full House with actually legalizing, decriminalizing, I think, at the same time. And then finally, the Banking and Finance Committee did pass in the House, allowing financial institutions to allow primarily hemp-related businesses to be bankable because they're still fighting it. But I tell you what, V, with the way things are going with the banks and the financial institutions, they're going to need those deposits, bro. They're going to need that money out of those dispensaries and into the system.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they do, right? I mean, think of how much unbanked money there is in the industry right now. It's ridiculous.
Tons, man. And, the whole thing also is, if you want to get good quality CBD edibles and vapes, there's only one place you can go. There's only one place.
That's it.
MyCBDedibles.com. Siege, what kind of specials you guys run?
So right now we're looking through the year-end inventory, and I think we're just going to blow it out, because we do small batch, handmade. So the quantities will be limited. But I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and blow it out, probably 50% off, just to make it moved out for the year, because we're changing things up for next year. So we've got Elise has been working on a whole different batch of recipes, some new creative things that are just going to be like awesome. That people are like, oh wow, I didn't know you could do that with CBD. So anyway, yeah. So I just need to confirm those quantities, and I need to make sure that we don't end up producing at full cost. To satisfy the inventory. So I got to get everything else switched around, but be looking at that by the end of the week.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. I'm gonna pick up some CBD edible coffee. I'm gonna order some of those the almond coconut truffles. Or those the white chocolate almond truffles.
Those are my favorite still.
Those are my favorite as well. It's crack.
Those will always be always my favorite, I think. And just
pull them up on the screen. Pull them up on the screen. Show the people. Show the people.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a really good screen there.
Yeah.
Okay, why is it not blowing up? Okay, my screen's not working very well. There we go. We go. Look at that.
Look at that.
So you got toasted almonds. You have a ganache.
No, CBD does not get you high.
No, CBD is not going to get you high. No, not
no head highs.
We use isolate primarily because of taste.
And isolate's super expensive, man. Holy crud.
Well, and again, it's 99.9% pure, CBD. We totally get the whole thing regarding the terpenes and all that kind of good stuff. Mm-hmm. But when you're talking about food and infusing food, it's difficult to do. Even if you do a broad spectrum type CBD product, with the people that are designing our products and we won't put anything out that we won't taste and eat ourselves. And unfortunately in the CBD world, there's some pretty crappy product that's out there. But yeah, these are handmade.
Most CBD edible products I've tried, they taste like crap. You have that harsh oil taste on the back end. Ugh.
Well, there's tons of preservatives in them as well, because they mass produce, and that's the last thing that you want to do to a food that you a healthy related type snack food to have is loaded up with preservatives. Now, granted, we put some sugar in our product and everything, but that's primarily their edibles. If you don't want the sugar, then go more towards the granola bar. But yeah, so we have different products coming out, and I'll try to get that promotion set up by the end of the week.
Nice, man. I love it. I'm gonna have to put some orders in myself. I'm definitely ordering that. I'm ordering also the chocolate peanut butter Buckeyes. Those are delicious too, bro. Big fan of those. Big fan of those. And the coffee. Did you guys get the dark roast in, or?
We do have the dark roast in for the coffee, and we have a couple of different coffee beans, some different roasters that we're working with. And I don't want to let the for next year. I don't. It's not finished yet, but we're going to be doing some pretty cool things and working with some different companies to really expand our product offering. And I think people are going to feel it. I get, like most of our listeners, that there's probably tons of brick and mortar CBD stores that are popping up, and I wish those people nothing but the best. And we get asked quite a bit, well, why aren't you guys doing stores and everything? Well, it's trying to understand the how basically commerce has really changed in the last several years, where everything now is basically like either online. Brick and mortar retail isn't exactly actually thriving out there right now.
No, they're really not.
And just the overhead cost is just so darn expensive.
Yep.
So therefore you have to your products have to meet that price point to keep the lights on, to pay for the lease. And it's very challenging in that industry. And right now to me, it's kind of the equivalent, unless you're doing something really unique. It's kind of like, opening up a vitamin store and only having vitamin E or vitamin D, right? And I don't want to squash anyone out there that's running a CBD store. I think
hey man, great. I have a vitamin store that I own that I only sell vitamin V. That was corny. That was terrible.
No, but also, but online is like coming online too. Is like the whole flower hemp, which I truly love, and it has the terpenes. Of course, the police don't like it because you can't tell the difference, but it's federally legal. In fact, there was a lawsuit filed. So even the hemp, just being able to utilize that, and it's a whole different delivery mechanism. But things we look, so big plans for 2020. So stay tuned and locked in right here. And again, we're looking for creative ways to fund and keep our platform going with Rogue. That's the whole concept. The whole idea is to keep the momentum going with the platform of what we've built the past 2 years. We just crossed the plateau of 20,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which very
difficult to do since we're audio based, man. Very difficult
to do, and also including the censorship with YouTube, and our videos aren't recommended. I doubt if they get when new video content, I doubt that there's email blasting out like they're supposed to be. So so slowly growing, but thank all of you who have subscribed, and we're going to do some pretty cool things for 2020. V.
Without a doubt, man. I'm looking forward to it. And last but not least, folks, check out the Patreon. That is where the gorilla drops the knowledge, giving you the insight, the information, everything that you need to weather the storms that are ahead. While everybody's running around like Chicken Little, telling you that the sky is falling, the gorilla says the money is rolling. So if you want to learn how to profit and leverage yourself, go there, check it out. And I'm excited, CJ, because I'm so close to launching a whole bunch of I can't call it investment opportunities unless I get handcuffed and shackled and hung upside down. But I will call it opportunities, some private equity opportunities that are going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome.
Sweet.
So yes, yeah. So I will announce it on the Patreon, and then later on I will announce it on Rogue, and we're going to probably do a webinar. It's going to blow people's minds away. See, you know what my dream is, dude?
What's that?
You know what my dream is? You know what my ambition
What's your dream?
is?
What's your dream? Sorry, my audio feed kicked in from YouTube, but go ahead. I shut it down. Good.
Okay. Well, here's my dream. I want somebody. Dude, I want to help people get the hell out of the situation they're in. That's number one. And you can't do that if they're terrified, afraid, and paranoid. And what I want to do is, and CJ, I'm so close. When I'm saying I'm so damn close, where we could take somebody who's working a dead-end job at McDonald's or Walmart, and I'm talking about a dead-end job. I'm not talking about, you're up in management. I'm talking about you're in the stock room and you ain't growing. and I'm so close, Siege, where we can get the average person anywhere between 100 to 200K, get that into their hands, make them collection proof, so nothing will happen to them, just in case. But on top of that, have a vehicle where people could take their money, do their due diligence, and this is all all the products and stuff are all checked off by the by FINRA and SEC, so it's all legit. Okay, so it's all legit. Where people could take their hard-earned funds, put it into a vehicle where that 100K investment is now paying them 12 to 15,000K per month, or that 200K investment is paying them $27,000 to $30,000 per month. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Dude, that's life changing, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's life changing, and especially if it's no risk to the individual. CJ, that is my dream. That's been my dream for a very long time to do that, because the guy who does that, the guy that can empower thousands of people to be free of the system, if the guy can figure out who could do that, I figured this out a long time ago. If someone could figure out how to do that, then that person would be absolutely not only just revolutionary and incredible, but righteously successful, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that is very soon, my friends. Very soon, it's going to blow your bloody mind. There's some high-powered technology behind it, and I can't wait. I'm chomping at the bit, man. I'm chomping at the bit. But anyway, with that all that said out of the way, Siege, what's going on, brother?
Well, I think right now all eyes are on the NATO meeting that's taking place, and some hard conversations that are long overdue, and it's something that I fully give
the NATO
Trump.
Summit,
huh?
The Hato Summit.
The Hato Summit, yeah. I truly give Trump credit for having these tough discussion with these quote unquote world leaders, and which is highly doubt that they're leaders of anything. But for him to sit there and have the conversations and say, look, the U.S. is tired of footing the bill for NATO, and going forward, we're not going to be doing it. We need, whether it's Trudeau or France, we need you to pay your share to step it up and to support things. And these guys, they don't have a backbone. I mean, they truly don't. They don't have a backbone to disagree, with someone. And I think what's the dude's name from France? I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. With
Emmanuel Macron.
Macron. He got a little bit testy when Trump said, well, why don't we just send some ISIS fighters to you? And talking about this whole narrative in regards to Syria and Iraq and these fighters and what to do there and everything else like that. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't exactly see France taking a leadership role with any of this, right? Not to my knowledge. I know that maybe they've done some flights and things like that, but they're not exactly doing really anything to stifle. And so for them to really critique and criticize, and again, this whole dilemma in regards to NATO, one could even argue that, like, does there need to be NATO anymore? I mean, it's primarily the United States anyway. So screw these other countries. Let them do their own damn thing. V, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is this, man. NATO is an irrelevant, obsolete club of a bunch of idiots who have long outlived their usefulness. The Soviet Union is dead. It is no more. And, it's shocking to me. You have people with a mindset. You still have these Cold War leftovers that are still fermenting their putrid decomposition all over the place, in places like in NATO, in the EU, in the UK, and even here in the US. And these are the idiots who are globalists. These are the morons who think that globalism is a good thing. They are the sycophants and the sock puppets of globalism. It has failed miserably. And see, the other day I was watching on, I think it was a BBC or one of these programs, where they're having a new armored troop transport for the Brits because they need something to retire the old Mastiff troop carrier. So they got this new armored personnel carrier, and it was some armament show in the UK, and some of the military attaches were viewing these finished goods, so to speak. And one of the guys, he's talking, goes, yes, we probably need a very good advanced armored personnel carrier because, we need something that can stay abreast of the latest anti-tank and anti-personnel missiles that are developed by the Soviet Union. And I'm like, you idiot. The Soviet Union is gone 30 years ago. What is this idiot talking about? What Soviet Union? And this is the mindset. So then it's this mindset that permeates NATO. And when you have these idiots, like who is Justin Trudeau? He is a substitute drama teacher and a ski instructor who stumbled into the job as prime minister. Why? Because soy boys and feminazis love him. And who is he? He's a virtue signaling lapdog, a nobody, a limp noodle. He's as milquetoast can get. Completely weak individual. Macron, he's a Rothschild little puppy. He's a Rothschild banker. He's a nobody. And then Boris Johnson, who plays this this duality. I'm going to get everybody out. We're gonna Brexit out of here, and it's not going to happen. Round and round, 3 years after, the only thing Boris Johnson and the entire Parliament in the UK is doing is making the UK looking like an absolute laughingstock. And it's these irrelevant morons. And they're NATO, which is literally, honestly speaking, guys, if Russia wanted to, in 2 hours, Russia can crush NATO. It's a joke. An absolute joke. So, the hell with NATO. We shouldn't be friends with NATO. We should just break them apart, let globalism die. We should be allies and friends with the Russians. It's a natural fit. Surprise, surprise. The U.S., Germany, and Russia is a perfect fit. An absolute perfect fit. But, the globalists know that, and they don't want that relationship to happen, Siege.
No, they don't, because they're pushing even more of the radical ideas, whether it's, just these draconian type tax laws that are being passed in Europe, in the UK, or the censorship that's allowed to happen. I mean, how many times was it Tony Robbins? It's not Robbins. What's the gentleman's name that was in the UK that was arrested for violating his he posted something and
that's Tommy.
Tommy, that's it.
Tommy Robinson.
So all of these things that are taking place, and that's the danger that we run into when we try to envision this massive collective society. Now, I get and understand as far as international trade and competition, and I support all that from a perspective of allowing, you drive a BMW, so yeah, I get and understand that, but not to the point where all these concepts and these models are set up to try to somehow level the playing field, and doing so by either taxes or tariffs and all these things taking place. I don't think that we have to live in a collective society that decides the entire future of humanity. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last time that we looked, we're not doing such a good job of that, here in the United States. So why should we allow these globalists to come and to institute, our laws, our taxes that they're wanting to impose, whether it's their vision of, I guess they're no longer going with climate change they're trying to morph it into something else now, because it's not holding, it's not grasping.
It's not working.
For people to allow these carbon taxes that are so warranted, and people worked really hard to get those carbon taxes generated.
It's how dare you? Wasn't it Greta Thunberg? How dare you? What's Greta Thunberg going to do now that the Germans have decided that they're not going to go ahead and completely eviscerate their coal power plants? What's Greta going to do? I mean, everything that they've done to throw against us, CJ, The climate change hysteria, which is a bunch of BS. The all the impeachment saga, which is a bunch of BS. The Russia collusion saga, it's a bunch of BS. Everything that the globalists can do, that globalism is wonderful, it's great, that's a bunch of BS. That's falling apart. Central banking falling apart. Isn't it wonderful that we are living in a world right now where the old institutional hierarchies that so many people relied upon are falling away, they're crumbling away, and there's a new birth happening, Siege, an absolute new birth. Unreal, man. Unreal.
Well, here's the problem: that these people that come up with these massive globalist ideas, they're not willing to institute these things on themselves or their families to even begin with. So, to me, you can't even really begin the conversation. Now, I completely support that. Yeah, I think we need to, carefully monitor our energy usage. We need to, as far as planting trees and sustainability. I get all that. I totally support that. But half the time, these crazy wackos that say, you know what, there's certain parts of the world that they don't need air conditioning, and they're not going to have air conditioning because, okay, well, so you start at your house, then this summer, I would like for you to remove your central air conditioning, remove it completely, get your wife to sign off on it, your kids. Oh, and by the way, your house is 5 bedrooms, so you have 2 kids. You really need to move into that 1,500 square foot townhome, apartment, whatever, and live within your means and eliminate your carbon footprint. That's half the problem. These people aren't willing to do half of these things, not even a quarter of these things that they're wanting us to do. And that's part of the problem. Are they willing to stop, all their private flights and go commercial? I mean, all of these things. And that's, to me, that's probably the biggest sticking point, the largest sticking point that I have the most difficult in even beginning the conversation is that you take a look who's trying to institute these things, and you look how much either their wealth that they've accumulated. You take a look at their carbon footprint and what they're doing, and they can't even begin the conversations because we know there's different methods of either sustainability. I mean, shoot, look at hemp, for example, right? Hemp's a perfect example of a crop that could be used for several different means. It could, really create a new industrial revolution here in the United States with all of the auxiliary industries that it's capable of producing. Oh, and by the way, hemp paper is a lot better and stronger than traditional wood, hemp wood, all these things that could help. But do you hear them promoting these ideas and talking about real things that could make a difference? There's not even a conversation about it, V. Not even a conversation.
Not at all.
Because how are you gonna? Yeah, you could tax it, right? But that's the main point is that, wait a minute, then we're gonna have to actually work hard and figure out a way to produce a good or an item that is going to be sold and proper and sales tax. But if we create this thing out of thin air and we say, hey, look, to drive your car down the road, you're going to start paying 3 or 4 cents a mile, a wheel tax. That's easy. That's just policy to instant.
Don't scare me with that, man.
Well, dude, these are crazy things that have been thrown around, primarily in California.
They want mileage tax.
Their idea is that they need to get cars off the road. So let's make it unaffordable to drive a vehicle in California. That's the mentality that these people are approaching, and to me, it's you can't even start. And when I have, because I have friends that on all different types of the political spectrum, and when we have these conversations, that's what I would stick to. Okay, well then let's start with these people who are instituting these things, and don't talk to me about these things you're wanting to pose. You talk to them and get them to adjust their lifestyle. And once you convince them to do so, then you can talk to others.
CJ, you got celebrities like Mark Ruffalo, who should be banned from playing the Incredible Hulk. He should be banned, but yet he is playing one of my favorite Marvel characters. Gruffalo says that capitalism is evil. Gruffalo, who's worth about $30 million, says capitalism is evil. Gruffalo, Mark, I ask you to donate all your funds to charity and live the socialist lifestyle. They like to preach to us about how virtuous it is, but they themselves will never go to one of these socialist hellholes and actually live there. But they want to preach to us, man, about sustainability and all this other BS that goes along with it. Siege, on another track, have you heard what's going on in Baltimore, bro?
I've heard that their mayor was indicted. Is that right?
Oh yeah, there's a new mayor now.
The new mayor's indicted too.
That's old news. That's old news.
Break it down.
We are in official banana republic status in one of the former great cities of the United States that is now an absolute Democrat liberal shithole par excellence, and that is Baltimore. CJ, they have put out a warning. They have put out a warning, my friend. The Baltimore mayor warns of body-snatching white vans targeting young girls to sell their organs. Now, I am one who has traveled the third world and been to many countries in the developing world, so to speak. These are the type of news I hear out there, CJ. Okay? Check this out. Baltimore Mayor Bernard C. Jack Young, that's a lot, Bernard Young, whatever, warned in an interview this week with the WBAL News, Vanessa Herring, that a white van has been running around the city targeting young girls for what? Their organs. We're getting reports of somebody in a white van trying to snatch up young girls for human trafficking and for selling body parts, I'm told. So we have to be careful because there's so much evil going on, not just in the city of Baltimore, but around the country. Young said it's all over Facebook. Maybe, Mayor Young, if you haven't vilified the police department of Baltimore because some punk criminal thug died in the back of a van by ramming himself repeatedly headfirst into the van's doors over and over and over again. Maybe if you haven't vilified, maybe if you had a social justice warrior DA who tried to nail the police and vilify them. Granted, there are some bad cops out there, but that is not the majority of it. Where you've demoralized the police force to such an extent that they no longer patrol certain areas. This is the kind of crap that happens. Here it is. It's all over Facebook, and that's something that our police officers are aware of because it's been reported. Police spokesman Matt Blau told The Sun the department is aware. And this is what they're doing. So all my female family and friends, please be careful wherever you go. Vans are cutting people off, but using women as decoys, asking for help. And if you think someone's actually in danger, call the police. Don't try to help alone. People are in Baltimore, Bowie, and the surrounding areas are attempting to traffic women and children. If you're out by yourself, my man, look, more gun control, right, Siege? How about we put a 9mm in every purse? How about the Louis Vuitton has a Smith & Wesson in it? How about that, Siege? You think they'd be doing some body snatching then when they get their nuts blown off by a 380 because some woman decides to have a 380 or a 9mm in her Louis Vuitton or her Balenciaga, huh? Or her or her Michael Kors handbag? That'd be fun, wouldn't it, Siege?
Yeah, I mean, very interesting that this became her top priority, and there's no doubt. Is there human trafficking? Yeah, does it exist? Yes, absolutely. But to put it in a perspective of this type of environment, when we've seen the documentaries, there's one, I don't know if it's released or it's getting ready to come out. It's in regards to the rat infestation that's happening in Baltimore. Have you seen that, V?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Like, there's guys that go on night patrols with baseball bats, and that's all they do is the hunted. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. I'm terrible with names today, B. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I think the Baltimore.
You're getting old, bro. You and I are getting old, right? I'm turning into Dory. I can't. My short-term memory's going.
So long story short, I think Baltimore has a lot more problems and dilemmas to worry about now in regards to the organs and the human trafficking. I mean, easily that could start with, what's happening within the urban communities where you see the majority of these Planned Parenthoods, and I'm not going to get into a whole conversation, regarding that, but what's exactly happening in those situations. And whenever we had the information that came out in regards to that, like, people don't understand that those body parts are being used and sold, and they're like, oh no, they're not. And then here comes another story, a breaking story in regards to, oh yeah, they are. Here's people admitting to it. Nothing gets done. So for her to come out and say, oh yeah, watch out for white vans and everything else like that, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Crazy, V.
What's crazy, man? I don't know if anybody in the listening audience has been to Camden, New Jersey. I remember reading reports from Camden, New Jersey. It was another textbook study of what happened when you have far leftists running the show. Dude, it's so bad. There's like no police force or presence in Camden. They have open air drug markets. Like you get out of your car, you walk down the street, they have a flea market, and you're thinking, wow, they must be selling trinkets and baubles and all these other types of stuff. Oh, this is great. And you get there, it's not trinkets and baubles, it's crack pipes. And you got Tyrone with his chapped lips. He's cuckoo for crack. He's gonna selling crack pipes, and you know you got Heisenberg with his RV pulled over to the side, and he's selling you blue meth. That's 98.9% pure meth. You got heroin. I mean, you got the trap houses. I mean, it's crazy, bro. This is America.
This is America.
It's terrifying. Terrifying. And then, you get past, CEO said Tyrone Biggums. I love Tyrone Biggums. Chappelle's a genius. But then you get past, Camden, and you try to drive into the city. Yesterday, CJ, I had to drive into the city.
Uh-oh.
And I had to brace myself.
Uh-oh.
Because not only is the traffic atrocious, not only do they make it absolutely impossible to drive a car, because I can't rely on mass transit from up, because you don't know what the heck's going on with the trains. You don't know what's going on with mass transit. We got mass transit. If the trains go over 80 miles an hour, they derail. I'm like, man, screw this. I'm just gonna hop in my car, and I sit there and I frustrate myself. I'm good. Like I drive through, where I'm at in the Hudson Valley. Then I'm driving through the New Jersey little stint in New Jersey, little 2-mile stretch right before that's around the Palisades Parkway, right before I get to the George Washington Bridge. And as soon as I hit the bridge, bam, traffic. And you look around, you're literally looking at 20th century infrastructure that is obsolete. It's crumbling before you. And I always say to myself, how the hell are we going to compete in the current 21st century, especially now when the advancements in technology are happening so quickly, so rapidly that you need infrastructure to support it? How can you have infrastructure when it's just crumbling? It's beyond me. And here I am sitting in traffic on the West Side Highway trying to get into, Madison and Park. And I'm just sitting there just like, dude, this is ridiculous. And then the cops, for no reason, the traffic police have, thanks to de Blasio, they've cordoned off streets where they upset the sensible flow of traffic, and they make it the most nonsensible route, making sure that the traffic jams are even 10 times worse. I am happy when I'm able to get into my car and get the hell out of there as fast as I possibly can, Siege. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. And the worst part is, Siege?
What's that?
What is the number one state for fintech and cryptocurrency development in the entire United States?
Are you saying your home state?
Yeah.
Is it really? Wow.
I can't begin to tell you how many meetings I had to go down to the city with. And I'm like, if I move anywhere else, like, I need to be here. That's the worst part. I'm like, the worst. Oh, my God. Dude, the day they came out with a mileage tax, that's the day I'm moving. If that and $5 a gallon gasoline, I gotta go. I got my car. See, my car gets 14 miles per gallon, local, 13 to 14. I get maybe 21, 22 on the highway if I'm lucky.
We can't be gunning it all the time, B.
I calculated this. If my car runs its full top speed of 210 miles per hour, if I go full on, and the fastest I've been is about 175, and the thing was still pulling like a freight train, dude, I'm watching the fuel gauge just dump. I think I literally have 15 minutes of fuel from full to empty if I go full throttle. 15 minutes, CJ, and then they want to do a mileage tax. I have to go. That's where I draw the line. It's not the mandatory vaccines. It's not the asinine property taxes. It's not the ridiculously high cost of living. It's not the insane liberal policies. It's not the homeless bums. It is the gas. It is the mileage tax. That's going to be the straw that breaks my back, CJ.
Yeah, I mean, you can only be pushed so far. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to think. Okay, I purchased this vehicle. I paid sales tax.
Yep.
Automobile registration that you have to do maybe once or every twice or once every 2 years. So that's an additional, right? You have to pay for that. And that's, again, some of those plate tags are not cheap, and I know your tags probably aren't cheap. So then imagine throwing in a wheel tax. So now you have to have this meter in your car, and we're gonna track the amount of miles that you drive, and within those mileage you're gonna get we're gonna put an app together, and you'll get your monthly mileage tax, and you can easily make your payment via the app as well.
That's next, dude. That's it. That is when I'm leaving. I'm calling it quits. I don't care about fintech at that point. I'm like, dude, no. It's terrible, Siege. It's terrible. Barry Goodhart said, V, so right. Can't even go to Katz's now because it's so much of a pain in the ass. Barry, you're absolutely right. Katz is awesome. Katz's Deli. Folks, look. If you're in Manhattan, you owe it to yourself to have a pastrami sandwich at Katz's Deli. CJ, when you come to New York, my man, dude, you have no idea how good the sandwiches at Katz's Deli is, my friend. Oh my God. So good.
It is 1 o'clock. I'm hungry now.
I'm going to go get some halal guys, bro. That's what I'm going to do. Another famous place in New York. There's so many places to eat around here. It's ridiculous. It's a miracle I'm not 600 pounds, Siege.
Don't start working out, V. You're younger than I am, so
I'm not that much younger than you. But yep, got to get into shape. It's the end of the year. Anything else going on? By the way, Kamala Harris. Did I say Harris?
Harris.
Kamala Harris.
She's gone.
She's gone.
She's out of here like last year.
She's gone. She's out like swimwear, bro.
It was the hardest decision of my life.
So who the Democrats got left? You got. Could you pull up the video of
No.
Could you pull up the video of Andrew Yang shooting cream into people's mouths?
What?
Dude,
no.
Dude, do it.
What's
Andrew
it on?
Yang whipped cream. Just put Andrew Yang whipped cream. You got to see this, folks.
Okay, Yang whipped cream. Is this it?
Yes. Oh, dude, yeah. This is painful. This is cringeworthy. Look at these sycophants. They get on their knees. They close their eyes. They open their mouth. They're like, yes, Andrew, give me a shot right in the mouth. This is disgusting and morbid. Go ahead, open it up. Look at this guy. Folks, if you're a Yang Gang, this is you Yang Gang idiots.
wonder if that's a fetish of his.
In my mouth. Oh, Andrew, I love you.
Oh,
who wants some
more of my love job?
Who wants some yum guy? Oh, spray me. And then the staff is like, Andrew, stop. He's getting away. Somebody stop Andrew. This is going to be bad. It's going to get out to the internet. Yeah. Too late. Rewind that again, Steve. Rewind that again.
Oh, dear Lord.
Cream of some Yang guy. Oh, I love you, Yang Gang. Oh, put that cream in my mouth. This is crazy.
Oh, God.
Look at this. Oh, I just took a hot load from Andrew. Oh, it fell on my shirt. It's okay. I'll lick it up.
Let me get my tube sock out.
They're so happy. They're enthralled. This guy's like, this is the best cream I ever had. Look at this old fart. He's on his ground. Oh, yeah, shoot it into my mouth, Yang. Oh, I'm so cool. I'm down. I'm initiated. And Yang's like, yeah, who wants some? And the staffer's like, stop. Please stop. This is who the Democrats have. They have this idiot Yang. They have Pete Booty Juice. You got Pete Booty Juice. You got Yang. Some young Yang. You got who else you got? You got Crazy Bernie. Dude, I gotta do this.
Some young.
Cream of some young.
Well, V, just imagine with your living wage or whatever he wants to pay.
Oh, he wants to pay me $1,000 a month.
Think of how much whipped cream you could
for
buy.
Automation. And Siege, let's not forget my favorite soundbite of the month.
I saw that made me aware when I was in law school. Proudly for Holloway. Proudly for your dad. First African American state senator in the state of Delaware.
My dad?
Everything about. And by the way, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs. that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what, the men, they're now all men, the guys I work with down here. And they're all guys.
Oh, my God. This is what the Democrats have left. They got a guy who goes around on a campaign shooting cream into people's mouths. You got a gay mayor who's named Booty Juice.
Okay, at one time, it was questioned whether Trump was gonna win in 2020. But you know what? Never mind.
No, he's gonna be by himself. The Democrats are gonna be begging Hillary, please, you old bat, run, please.
Isn't it crazy? We're thinking about Hillary as the sane person.
Oh my God!
Compared to these nut jobs, I mean, she's the actual one that's sane.
Dude, it's crazy.
Hillary's the moderate out of these people.
Oh my God, dude, he's just so freaking nuts, dude. I love it. It's gonna be. I would pay somebody 1 Bitcoin if they could figure out what in the hell is Joe Biden talking about. What's he talking about, man?
I think his brain just completely misfired, or I don't know. I mean, geez,
I got hairy legs.
I cannot believe that they're not after that saying, "Hey, Joe, you know what? We're gonna put you in a padded room, Joe."
You know, I was having a conversation with the better half, right? And the better half said it best. It's like all Trump has to do is play that clip of Joe Biden saying, "I have hairy legs, and they turn blonde, and the kids just jump in the pool and pull out my hair on my hairy legs and watch it curl up. That's what I learned about roaches, and I love kids sitting on my lap. I love when kids sit on my lap." And then the clip should cut, and then Trump should come on and say, "This is Donald Trump, and I approve this message." Done. There it is.
Bingo.
He doesn't need to do nothing else.
No, he doesn't have to say it. That's
all he has to do.
Right.
That's all he has to do. And for Andrew Yang, all Trump has to do is play that clip of him shooting cream into people's mouths, and then cut that clip off and say, "I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message." It's over. Oh man. Anyway, guys, we're at the end of the show. It's been a fun Wednesday. We'll be back on Friday to break it down even further, and hopefully some eventful things will happen, but it's all good. Check out mycbdedibles.com and go there, order. Everything's 50% off, man. 50% off. I'm gonna go get some of those granola bars and some white chocolate coconut pecan truffles. Those are delicious. For $10. Are you kidding me? I'm there. And also check out and join the Patreon if you haven't done so already. Join the Patreon. And with that being said, folks, we're over and out. Peace.